Welcome to the Idiot's Guide. I'm Mackie Hall, and recently I did a piece on building art from halftone dots. What are halftone dots? They're large dots made from gradients or halftones. In the video, I talked about when you make these dots bigger, really cool things happen. And when you add color, really cool things happen. But I thought the video was too long for the quick hits that I wanted to deliver, so I broke it down into 3 parts. The first is backgrounds. The second is letter and object textures, and then the last is creating art from original halftone images. This is part 2, letter and object textures. If you want to see the original whole video or the other 2 abbreviated videos, check them out in the links below. Otherwise, let's not waste any more time. Let's go. All right, before we get started here, I want to go over just a little bit of housekeeping. First thing we're going to do is we are going to create a new document. Our new document will have a width of 1,000 points, a height of 1,000 points, a single artboard in this case. And let's go ahead and scroll down and change our color mode, if it hasn't been changed already, to the RGB color mode. Let's go ahead and create. Now that we've got our page all set and sorted, I want to remind you that we are using the Essentials Classic layout. If you're not using the Essentials Classic layout and want to switch to it, all you need to do is go up to the top right-hand corner and select Workspaces. Next thing you're going to do is scroll down to Essentials Classic and select that. Next thing I want to mention is that we are going to be using Smart Guides to activate Smart Guides. All you need to do is go to View, Smart Guides, or select Control U. Along those lines, I also want to mention that we are going to be using the bottom middle of the page to highlight key command recommendations, hotkey recommendations, and tips and tricks. With that in mind, we're building our piece on a PC. If you are using a Mac, all you need to do is swap the command key anytime the control key is recommended. Command equals control. Let's go. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add halftone dots to type. So let's add the type first. Let's grab our type tool. Let's click anywhere on our artboard and let's write halftones. Once that's done, let's select all of our type and let's change the character type from Myriad Pro perhaps to Bebas. If you don't have Bebas or Bebas Regular or Bebas Kai on your machine, all you need to do to get it is to visit fontsquirrel.com and download it from there. You can see the link right down below. Once we've got Bebas, let's go ahead and increase our type size to 120 points. That looks pretty good right there. Let's grab our selection tool and let's align it to the center of the artboard, both horizontally and vertically, just like that. That looks perfect to me. Let's deselect. Now let's get with the business of adding our halftone dots. First thing we're going to do is we are going to grab our rectangle tool and we're going to create a rectangle that is slightly larger than our type. That looks pretty decent right there. Don't worry about the color once again. We're going to be using our gradient tool to fix that. So once again, let's make sure that our fill is selected and let's double click on our gradient tool. That will bring up our gradient window. And from the gradient window, let's go ahead from the drop down, select our white to black gradient. That looks pretty good right there. With our gradient still selected and our gradient tool still up, let's go ahead and drag from about 20% from the top of our shape to 20% from the bottom. That looks pretty good right there. Now, once we've got that gradient set and sorted, let's go ahead and create our halftone dots. Again, we're going to go to Effect, Pixelate, Color Halftone, and let's change our max radius from 70 all the way down to 14. Let's go ahead and keep our channel angles at 45 degrees. If you want to change that, feel free to do it in this window or in the appearance window. Let's click OK. That's exactly what we're looking for right there. Now that we've got that set, let's go ahead and grab our selection tool. Next, what we're going to do is let's go ahead and take the steps to tracing the image. The way we do that is we go to Object, Rasterize. Again, let's keep the color mode the same. Let's keep the resolution at 600 points per inch. That's other 600 points per inch. Let's keep the background white because we always need that. And let's click OK. Once it's been rasterized, you'll notice what happens to the size of the shape. It expands. Once you see that, let's go back to Object, Image Trace, Make and Expand. Click OK. Now that that's done, you can see clearly that our image has been traced. Let's go ahead and go Object, Ungroup. That breaks up our artwork elements. Let's click off of our shape, and then let's click on the white of our shape. Next, we go Select, Same, Fill Color. Note again that everything with a white fill has been selected. And let's go ahead and change our fill from white to perhaps a dark yellow. That looks pretty good right there. Let's select that, click OK. Note once again that it goes gray. We remedy this by opening our color window, clicking on the drop-down, and changing from grayscale to CMYK. Let's go ahead and deselect. That's a lot better right there. Let's do the same thing with black. We'll click on anything black, select, same, fill color. Let's go ahead and change it from black to brown. Double-click our fill color. Select our yellow once again. That looks good right there. Let's pull it back to a darker brown. That looks good right there, I think. Click OK. Again, it goes gray. We go to Color, Menu, CMYK. Let's deselect our shape. That's exactly what we're looking for. Let's bring it in to our type. Next thing we're going to do, with our selection tool still selected, we are going to drag across our artwork just like that, making sure that everything is selected. We'll go Object, Group, or Control-G. Once we've got that, let's bring our art to the back. The way we do that is we'll hover over our art, right-click on it, Arrange, Send to Back. You can also go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back as well, or by selecting Shift, Control, left bracket. All right, now that we've done with that, let's go ahead and bring our shape behind our type. All we're going to do is click and drag it up. We'll hold the Shift key to keep our pull completely vertical. That might be just right there. Let's go ahead and deselect. I think that's the perfect position. So let's go ahead and select both our halftone art and our type by dragging across them just like that. Once that's done, all we need to do is go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make, or Control-7. Let's go ahead and deselect. That looks good. And with this step, we are done. Well done. Now play with this effect and see how you can integrate this into your own artwork. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. Otherwise, throw me a like. I'd really appreciate that. Otherwise, subscribe. I'd appreciate that just a little bit more. We'll see you next time. Peace.